Okay. Alright. Welcome, ghouls, demons, fellow weird ones. We are at part 3 of the fall winter weird candle collection so far. So we left off with, who did I end with? I ended on an elixir note, I think. Yeah, okay. So anyway, let's start with, which one are we gonna start with? Let's start with this one. How do I know how to pronounce you? Probably not. Okay, so we have Shamash. Okay, which I believe. Oh man, memory, don't do that to me. So I can't quite recall now. Is it Inca? Sumerian? Fuck. Okay, don't let my memory fool you right now. Shamash is an ancient harvest deity of Inca or Sumerian. And if either of those are wrong, then my memory is really betraying me right now. But I felt a call to a unfamiliar harvest deity, like for lack of a better phrasing of that. And so I looked up a different harvest deity, and this is the name that caught my attention, and I was like, okay, so I think that's the connection. So I made another one out of a similar picture like this, different batches of glass vines. So they weren't paired together. I didn't get them or receive them at the same time. So the other one, I believe I named him Soul, and he sold at the March or April Nashville Flea Market. And so anyway, there was that similar solar energy, but there was, I don't know, there's just something different about it. And then I don't know, there's a lot of different energetic connections of the harvest felt, I guess, geographically different than my typical harvest deity associations, or I think a majority of people's harvest deity. So like I said, there was a call to a name that was not easily known. And so I looked up the different harvest deities and came across this one, and that was the ding, 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 that's it. So, and so you have this, the howlite skulls inside of it. Now, my husband said that looks like baby poo or puke at the top, and it really offended me. I don't want it to offend the deity, especially a harvest deity. Hello, don't want to do that. But there's sunstone in there. What changed the color of the top is the shugnite. I put raw shugnite in there, and so the dust of the raw shugnite can change the color of the wax. It did it in a couple candles. It's done it in a few in the past. This is the most severe, and I think it's because of the pale yellow that I used. So the scent is baby powder and vanilla. When it was melted, the vanilla was stronger, and now that it's hardened and cured, the baby powder is stronger. So bothers me a little bit, because it bothers me in the fact that it wasn't what I wanted. Not that it's a bad fragrance, is how it smelled when it was hot was what I wanted. So I'm hoping when it burns, there's that. I don't know, if the person who gets this lets me know, that would be great. But also, I don't know how they would know if it's what I wanted or not. So this is more cleansing, refreshing harvest. There's still, the gratitude energy. There's a lot of gratitude energy this time of the year, or that's what you hope to instill, because it's also a waning phase of the time of the year, so it can be difficult. The sun's fading away, all of those different symbolisms of going into the darkness. So that can be terrifying for a lot of people. So this time of year, it's always good to anchor in on the gratitude, so that way I guess the darkness doesn't seem as treacherous, and it's kind of like reflecting and paying your good dues, or like the good karma, or however else you want to view it. So this candle, it's more of like just I guess it's like a solar battery. Like, so if you through your harvest you store enough, your winter's fine. You know what I mean? So this is like that freshness, that cleansing, that healing and relief, that serenity, that you worked hard enough and it's okay, you can relax. You're going to have a peaceful, comfortable winter season, and it's okay to put the shovels down, put the hose down, and sorry, modern world, and rejoice in that you can enjoy what it is that you created. You can enjoy the fruits of your labor. That's what this candle represents. And I think like the baby powder, it gives that more childlike innocence and whimsy, and also like new beginning. And again, death, rebirth is so intertwined with one another. And this year of the snake, the energies are a little shifted in that sense that, so now like our skin is like close down to our hips, if it's not even completely off some people by now. Like there's a whole like breaking through the cocoon around this time of the year. It's those late bloomer blossoms, right? The final blossoms of the season. And that's kind of the energetic encompassment of this candle. So there's a few different things. It would, again, gratitude, harvest rituals, any of the fall seasonal rituals. If there is, I don't know anybody personally, if someone works with Shamash, I apologize severely if I'm saying that wrong with my American accent, but then that would be good deity work as well. And yeah, just like positive reflection. It's not wisdom with a harsh lesson, it's wisdom with like, I trusted my intuition and I was fucking right. Kind of a little bit I told you so energy, in a more positive way, in a graceful, diplomatic way. But he's a pretty big guy. It's 16 ounces, so that's up to 75 to 80 hours of burn time. And he is easy to repurpose into a pitcher, a flower, vase, and etc. I keep forgetting to also mention what people can repurpose these into, some of the vessels. I think some of it's self-explanatory. I think that explanation is more for like the crazy towers and stuff that I have, versus like some of the cups and jars. But I do always like to try to mention that if I can. All right, so what's next? Ooh, okay, so we started there, and now we're here. Okay. All right, let's do the roots first. So this is the tree of death, or the clip off. Potentially the tunnels of Set for those who have an association with that. You know, I don't want to get into people's like specifications too much. Some lines are blurred, and I don't care what your solid line is. So this is the tree of death. These are the roots. This is the underworld. This is Hades energy, any underworld deity. This kind of gives a more masculine essence, but it could equally be equivalent to like Hecate. What is another underworld? Like hell. Hell would probably be significant with like the blue tones in there, and Hell's underworld being more of an ice realm. The cross is there, and it's actually upright. I have an upright cross, which is not normal of me or typical of me. However, I wanted it to give graveyard. That was kind of the vibe. I wanted gravestone. And again, a rune is there, the black agate. And so this one is like a reversal. Funny, it's fun. It's really fun, of the tree of life. So the mushroom or the tree is, oh, I saw a reflection of sorry. I was worried. I just noticed that. It's fine. I believe so. So people can see in real time how I manage candles when I notice things. There's a reason why I notice it. Mainly probably because I don't want the glass to scare me if it cracks, but I don't necessarily care for it to crack either. You just kind of shift things around. I use bones, but I also have other tools as well, but I will use a bone. And there you go. See? So I don't know, I don't even realize where I noticed it. It was a reflection somewhere crazy that I don't know where I saw it. That's so weird. So weird. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? It's Tree of Death, clip off. Cool. Okay, so it's the opposite. So the tree it's wormwood that I use. And so the tree is made out of like the herbs, and then the stones are around here. And there's not a lot of herbage or floral here because it's death. So it's the roots, it's the underworld, it's supposed to give all of that symbolism, and then the skull for obvious reasons of death, but also gnosis that comes from the underworld, and thou shalt not be afraid to go into the darkness, that the darkness is where we rest, it's where we heal, it's where we create, it's where we are born, and so it's a more positive experience. Not like everyone wants to treat these dark principles like they're brutal, and I'm not saying that they're not in a certain way, but there's really not much to be afraid of unless you're afraid of yourself, and that's a whole other thing. So this is good for shadow work, underworld work. Those who are more left-hand path oriented work with the clip-off or underworld deities, or just anyone who is a shadow work person or advocate or whatever. I would not recommend this for anyone who's more Wiccan or love and light or who doesn't have a true solid fucking grasp on shadow work and those other realms, because I based off of my personal path, my personal experience, my energetic connection to this candle, it will fuck you up if you are not ready. So I don't recommend this for someone who isn't prepared for the shadow work of a lifetime, but those who want true transformation and apotheosis and ascension and etc., this would be a really good one. And this one, it looks like little icicle trees, and it matches the tree of life, or would that be the Kabbalah, right? Yeah. So they match. I had 3 of them. I don't know what happened to the 3rd one. I don't know what I ended up doing with it or using it for. I might do something different with it if I find it. But these 2 are together, and so there they go. So you can see the opposite. So the tree of life, I use the crystals for the tree or the mushroom and that symbolism. So what the fuck was your fragrance? Sorry. So tree of death is redwoods and moss. So again, a more winter tone. I think like the evergreens, pines, like all of those fragrances are more associated with winter or very late fall. So that is where we have that one. Anything else about you? No, it would also be a good protection candle, potential hex candle, or banishment candle, depending on your connection and association with what that means. So now, tree of life. Love the tree of life. I'm so excited. So I used this is gold. It's like agate and rutilated quartz. Is like, so it's the branches. It's the bark of the tree, and then I use this funfetti cat eye blend to represent like the leaves, the life, the rainbow of life in the trees, the full spectrum of life and creation and existence and abundance and beauty and all of that, with a rose quartz rune at the base that connects to the rune that is at the top of the tree of death. So the tree of death, again, it's inverted, so like its top would be the base of the tree. And so even though I know essentially it would be like this, but I think y'all understand what I'm talking about and what picture I'm painting. And for obvious reasons, it wasn't designed the other way. So there's a heart there, a pure heart. It's clear quartz, but it is coated in like the pink. So I think when it comes to like the, I guess, the right hand path, the love and light side of things, the tree of life side of things, I don't think it's like a pure white hue. I see nodes of pink in it, and I think that is like the love frequency that is into light. That's where they're like, this is not a pure white candle, even though like I kind of wanted it to be, but as the process played out, there's that hue that I couldn't shake. It's just like the purest of pearl, that iridescent, there's still like, there's a shimmer, and most of the time I see pink. I don't know if everyone else sees pink, but like I will. And so I think it's just more like that love frequency that is proof of a healthy shadow world. So if your roots, if your underworld is super healthy, your light will have a loving essence to it. And I think that could be like aura work, for those who are trying to essentially purify their energetic field to attract material desire in a nutshell. So yeah, this is healing work too, because there is toxic love and light positivity. So this would definitely not be like intended for that. It's going to be healthy, genuine, authentic blossoming. So using this candle, again, you might be surprised at what answers come from it if you're coming from a false virtue of love and light, so to speak. This fragrance is vanilla. And this is a different vanilla than, so I have like 5 different vanillas. So the vanilla of the Star is Born is Vanilla Fantasy, and that's like a more warm, like brown sugar vanilla. This is like a crisp, frosting, sweet vanilla. So this is the Tree of Life. They're both 9 ounces, so that would be 45 hour burn time. Okay, so since this one almost scared me to death, we're gonna talk about clover. And so clover reminds me of Flower from Bambi. It's just this cute little skunk. And I'm gonna name it Flower. I don't know. So yeah, this one, it's about like 4-leaf clover energy. It connects to a story that I'm writing that I hope to publish soon. I don't know how much I want to talk about it, but it's about a clover. I can say that because this is clover. So this is clover, and there's an orange lily in there. This is adventuring. But I don't know, I wanted again, there's kind of a Virgo energy. There's an earth sign energy. But I think of like deep, which I guess would be Virgo with the purples and the dark greens. Definitely not Capricorn. This is definitely too dark for Taurus and too bright for Capricorn, I suppose. So I guess it would be Virgo, but there's definitely just that warm side, and like those deep dark tones of fall or the earth in here. A little bit of a tropical, but the fragrance itself, because this is another Christmas hearth. Christmas fucking Christ. Christmas hearth. So Yule. Okay, it's a Yule fucking candle. I'm trying to say the actual name because I get really hung up on accuracy in that way, but I wouldn't be using it for Christmas, I'd be using it for Yule. So, but the scent is Christmas hearth, which is such a fucking tongue twister for my lisp to handle. Fuck. But anyway, so it's about the luck that you can only have from within. The power that you can only have from within. And that's like, I think a huge lesson in that. So again, so we're shedding the skin of the year, the snake, so we're shedding false connections and ideals and relationships to our own luck. Luck is not something outside of you, it's something within you, which plot twist connects to the story of what I've learned within myself in this journey. And I feel like people ultimately end up discovering for themselves when things start to flow, it's because they've cultivated something within themselves that kind of forces the outer world to move around you in a sense. So it's basically you swimming. So we're in a quantum field of existence, you know, we're in a virtual reality, whatever theory you want to fucking apply to it. And we're just swimming through, and that's, you can only swim through once you learn how to navigate water. So I guess this candle helps you learn how to swim, or it's like just an offering of gratitude for getting you to this moment. So when it comes to gratitude, it can be being grateful for where I am at this time. It could be grateful for wisdom. There's so many different ways to express that gratitude, or invoke that manifestation. Sometimes when it comes to a candle offering, it is acknowledgement of that wisdom, and then you have an artistic representation of that burns down and releases into the universe. And so that acknowledgement could be that could be the missing puzzle piece sometimes. I know that is for like myself, it's like, it's not that you didn't learn the lesson or gain the wisdom or like express a level of gratitude, but this is like it's a present to the energetic mix that led me where I am, because it's not just one essence or spirit or entity, it's usually a team. So it's kind of like giving a gift to the team essence. So it could be also like an ancestral offering if you have like an association with that, or specific deity work offering, or a self offering. I think sometimes we forget that we can create and do stuff for ourselves. Yeah, so depending on, this one's in the store right now, but I guess depending on who gets it, when they get it, how they get it, and when I get through this book, the book and the candle may go together. I may have forced that into just by highlighting it, who knows. If the person who gets this candle wants the book, let me know. So yeah, this is 8 ounces, 40 hours of burn time. I'm gonna move you over here before you stress me. I knew I forgot one. You're over there, girl, I see you. Okay, who's next? Who is next? I don't wanna do this. If you like pina colada. Okay, we'll do that. So this is Pina Colada. For no other reason than that song popped into my brain when I grabbed this vessel, and I kind of was just like looking at it and I didn't know what to do. My husband informed me that pina coladas are yellow, not orange. Don't care, Chad. I do care. Actually, that really bummed me out. I don't drink pina coladas. I don't like rum. I don't like coconut flavored things most of the time. I will use coconut oil, but like I'm adverse to it. I don't fully like it, but I have a buttered rum fragrance, and it was just, I don't know, it just seemed fun. But that was like the song, and which, here's the thing, kind of reminds me of like Capricorn energy, because like the song is, be like pina coladas getting caught in the rain. If you're not into yoga and you have half a brain, so there's a part of me that's like, is this like shitting on spirit girlies? Like, is this like, oh, you're finally a cool girl who doesn't believe in the woo-woo? And it's like, no, here's the woo-woo in my pina colada. My woo-woo is getting caught dancing in the rain. And I do have half a brain. I have more than half a brain because I'm into yoga. Just kidding. I don't know. I don't know the complexity of that, but I know I don't always, I don't know. There was like a mixture of thoughts that I went through in that, and which I think is funny how it, because here's the thing, another Capricorn, when I commented on it, she's like, oh, that was like the most popular song the year I was born. And I was like, it would fit for you bitch ass Capricorn energy, because my husband, the same vibe with it, where I'm definitely a getting caught in the rain kind of girl. And so I think like that song is that connection of two different worlds. So it could be star-crossed lovers, it could be just like a letting loose candle and being a free spirit. So if you're not a free spirit, it could be a good candle to use to help you be more relaxed if you're wanting to be. Not unless if you need more structure, not the candle for you. This is Sagittarius, it's fire sign, it's a little bit of air, not entirely. There's more fire essence in here, I would say. But yeah, rum, strawberry, and lime, which I know does not smell like a pina colada, okay? But that's the name anyway. And I don't care what it could be, but there's a fig, there's oranges, and strawberries. The oranges and strawberries, I dehydrated myself, and I'm really proud of that. Orange, or not orange, fuck me. That is green opal and strawberry quartz. Yeah, fucking look at me. Sunstone too. Cool. 12 ounces. I couldn't believe 12 ounces fit in there, but then, I mean, I cut it close to the brim because of how it dips down, so some of it spilled all over. I like to keep wax drippings personally. Some people don't. Some people would wish that I would clean them. I won't. It's not because I'm lazy. Some people think that. Some people think I'm making an excuse. I genuinely, sometimes I will feel called to clean a candle, like the fucking mandala one, whatever. It was coated at the bottom, and I took off most of it, but there's a few pieces that stayed, and I won't take those off. So, you know, it's my own madness that you get to deal with. If you want to clean it, that is your job, not mine. Okay. All right, so that's pina colada. But that was everything that kind of went into that candle. What else would it be good for? So yeah, so joy, celebration, bliss. But yeah, I definitely feel like it's like a deep, free spirit candle. And these are all potential intentions. I know, like on my website, on the product page, like I have generalized intentions for them, and then I'm elaborating. So some of it may not all be on there, and it's just because of the complexity of the candle. There's so many different ways to use each and every one of them that I just want to show people. This is how you can interpret. This is how I interpret it. You can interpret it differently. That's the magic and beauty of art. And whatever it will help you with is what I want it to do. I want it to give you whatever it is that you genuinely need. But they're the details behind the creation process. So if you're trying to figure out which candle is meant for you, then maybe the story will help you connect with one. And so with that, who are you? How did I do this? Okay. Ace of Cups. This is the Ace of Cups. This is giving aquamarine mermaid vibes for sure. So I do have a Queen of Cups and a King of Cups, and then now there's the Ace of Cups. So that was significant for me, and a lot of the water energy that I navigated over this Pisces Saturn return. So I could say a significant amount of Pisces energy. If you are Pisces dominant, if you are Pisces Saturn, specifically, because there's a deep correlation to that season and the Ace of Cups and the lesson of that tarot. So they kind of combine there. But this is an aquamarine stone, and that is a opalite. I question that stone. I'm assuming it's glass, to be very honest with you, and that is not included in like the pricing of this candle. Being honest, I try to be as transparent as possible. Or it's like a quartz that's like dyed. I don't think it's a true opalite. But anyway, don't know. It could be. I could be wrong. But there's turquoise, aquamarine, and what is it? Apatite. Blue is that right? I don't know if I'm saying that right. And this is just a pretty white flower. You see some of them. Is it a carnation? No, this one's different. This is not one of my carnations. Can't remember the name of the flower. Anyway, so this is all about Ace of Cup energy, and I kept the symbolism, all right? So I intentionally did this. This is the overflow. I tried to fill the cup up as much as I could without ruining the integrity of a lot of what I wanted from it. But your cup should always be full, and then you pour from the excess. So you don't even really need to tilt your cup. That's more for just like symbolism of seeing how it drips. So if it's overflowing, then it's for others. If it's not overflowing, it's not for them, it's for you. Your cup has to stay full, right? Because you can't pour from an empty cup, but that also doesn't mean you empty your cup for somebody. So yeah, that's like all the symbolism in there. There is not just like the mermaid essence and the water sign essence, but Cinderella was significant. I didn't make a Cinderella candle, which I will talk about in another candle story time. but yeah, like that was just something. So there, I would just say Disney princess more so with this one. I think a lot of the Disney princesses in their own different ways showed women what it meant to have your cup be full to an extent. Like that could open up a whole can of worms, depending on how far you want to take that. But essentially, it's receiving all like the abundance and pleasure and love and desire and wholeness on an emotionally fulfilling plane that you've always wanted. So this would be great for self-love, manifestation, routine work, making sure that you're working through your routines in an aligned way. So Cancer rising energy is significant because Cancer risings really struggle with routine, because this one was made under a Virgo sun, so there could be like that correlation connected to it. Yeah, let's see. So this one is lavender. So this one gives like a more fresh linen lavender. Like this lavender oil that I have from Candle Science, it's not like a essential oil lavender. It's more of like a linen lavender, which is very refreshing. It's calming, but it's not going to be that strong lavender floral scent. It's more of like a clean, crisp perfume, if you will. Okay. All right, cool. So I'm gonna put you there too, because I just want to make sure you guys got room. Okay. So then now we move into the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles, it was interesting to me what tarot energy came through, for lots of reasons. Anyway, focus. So what did I put in here? What are you? Oh, you are. Okay, so it is citrine. Okay, so I did put citrine in there. This is a Euro coin from Spain when I was there. Fig, aloe, mallow flower, and dried lily, and there's lotus seed in there as well. So it's abundance, prosperity, opportunity, a nurturing environment to nourish an opportunity, a dream to plant a seed, to blossom. So there's earth energy. There is some spring and Taurus energy in here, surprisingly, but that could also be, the seeds that you planted in the spring blossoming. There could be cycle cord. So it could be from like a Taurus to Scorpio cycle. So if like there was something you did in Taurus season, then this candle could be utilized in Scorpio season to bridge that spring to fall gap, Taurus to Scorpio plane pole path. So Scorpio Taurus energy would be significant here as well, which would also mean Venus and Mars and Pluto. This one is a nice subtle scent. It is white oak and vanilla. So it's a calm masculine. Yeah, not so cologne like, just I guess natural, fresh out of the shower man. And maybe that could be very specific to my husband, but it's nice. That's the main point is it's nice. And this is 12 ounces. So, and the Ace of Cups is 13 ounces. So 60 to 65 hours of burn time for these guys, roughly. And then, I need some water. Oh, all right. I'm powering through. I want to get this in before you go to work. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's okay. Yeah, hi Susan. Okay, so now we have, where are they? Oh, I skipped them to begin with. Cool, love that for me. Oh, whoa, these are way back here. Cool. focus. Anyway, all right, so now these two, they are separate but together. That's because they're twins. And they give me similar vibes. So it could be yin yang energy. They could be used together, but I did put them up separately. They will be separately priced. I might change my mind because there is such connection to them. Okay. This is Siren, this is Petrichor scented, and then this is Cancer, and this is Autumn Glow and Moonflower scented. So it's Cancer in the autumn. It gives a very significant beach scent to me. It is so Cancer, like crab at the beach. I think Lana would love this, to be very honest. This is Siren, so even though it's Siren, and I connect them with the water energy, this could potentially even be Pisces in a sense. It's like there's a separate togetherness with them. And that's because like they remind me of like crab claws. Like, I don't know, just going back and forth like, and then like they go together. So there's like yin yang, like side of things. So, and then Cancer's symbol is that way. I don't know. So there's just like a lot of dualism here that I'm not too sure how to connect, but I do have the skulls in the Siren, like it's that symbolism of like the mermaid siren calling the sailors to their death, and that's like the death energy of the people that lost to the sea goddess, so to speak. So there could be like sea goddess energy in there, could be Aphrodite energy, sea dragon. There's a sea dragon. Who am I thinking of? Don't know. Name's not coming to me right now. But anyway, yeah, they give so nice. Okay, sorry, I'm getting lost in it. But yeah, so these are just like some little guys. They're either probably 5 ounces, because again, like there's overflow there. And then as I was topping them, the overflow got just a little bit more intense. Let's see. Okay, so garnet, moonstone, amber, and quartz. Okay, that's in this one. So garnet, moonstone, amber, and quartz. I was trying to figure out what that one was because I coated it in wax. And so I'm sure it's just a quartz. And then there's moonstone deep within there and amber beneath. So this could also be that like it's just a very Lana. So I'm thinking like money, power, glory, high by the beach. If you're a Lana fan, that would be significant. There is like that royal luxurious essence that is Cancer in this candle, and then there is that more like shadow side, I'll lure you to your death. So this could be like, you know, light and dark. Again, yin yang of Cancer. So they could be used together, but they're also separate. But again, I could also see Pisces energy being significant. There is a lighter essence of potential Scorpio energy, but also this would be more of like a Scorpio on like a Pluto aspect than a Mars. And then this would be a more softer romantic side of Scorpio. It's definitely a water sign energy for sure. And you can kind of feel into the spectrum of water energy. So that is how I would use those. Cancer placements, Cancer workings, moon workings, like healing, all of that. So like think Katara from Avatar, all of the water tribe things that you would interpret, that's what these would be for. So there's that, that's fun. And I'm going to take another break and we will do a part 4 for some of the remaining candles. So thank you for listening. My voice is giving up on me. I've been talking so much the last few days. More than I ever have in my life, and I didn't know that that was possible. All right, thank you.